Hey guys, and welcome to my screencast of a problem in your MyStatsLab for Chapter 10. This problem is dealing with your Problem 3. The example is a lot like your problem. I'm going to go through it and we'll take a look at it using Excel to do most of the calculation for us. Alright, in this problem we're talking about people who have difficulty programming their DVD players. So the company has come up with a set of instructions that they believe is easier to use, and their goal is to have at least 94% of their customers able to use their DVD players after using their new instructions. The company tests the new system on 400 people, and 369 of those are able to program their DVD players. So the testing is going to be that at least 94% are successful in using their DVD players after the new instructions. So the fact that this is an at least is going to tell us that this is a one-tailed test. Okay, and we need to look at our hypothesis, and as you can see, my first step here is to show the correct hypothesis, and I show the null hypothesis as p equals 0.94. Our alternate is that p is going to be less than 94%. So our next step, we need to make sure that all the conditions are met. Things are looking good here. We want to use the 1 proportion z test, and our final step is to calculate to see if success failure conditions are met. So we need to know a few things. The first thing we need to know is our PO, and this is from our problem, and it tells us that 94% is what we're looking for. So from there we can find Q, because Q is 1 minus that PO, which is 0.94, which comes out to 0.06, and N is our number of people that were in our test, and that's 400. So from that we can make our first calculations of NP. Click on the cell, look up at the top, and you can see what we had to do to calculate NP. So G13, which is our the number that we had in N, which is 400. A B13, 0.94, we get 376. Now we can also calculate NQ. Here again, click on the cell, you see it at the top, and this time we're going to use N again at 400, and Q is 0.06, and we come out with 24. Now since both of these are greater than 10, we know we're good to go. So we need to test our hypothesis, and we're going to use the statistic, and Z is going to equal P hat minus PO divided by our standard deviation of P hat. So our next step, we're going to calculate the standard deviation of P hat. Again, we'll click on my cell here, and you'll see the calculation just like the formula that you have in your book, where we're going to find the square root of B13 times D13 divided by G13. So 0.94 times 0.06 divided by 400. Find the square root using the formula there that I'm showing in Excel, and we come out with 0.012. Now that we have the standard deviation, we can continue on. Now step 4, we need to know what our observed proportion is, and now we're going to take the 369 that were successful out of the 400, divide them here, 369 divided by 400, and we come up with 0.923. Now we have everything we need to calculate Z. So we continue with step 4, and I click on my cell, and you see there that we take E25, which is our observed proportion, minus B13, 0.94 that we calculated earlier, divided by B22. B22 is the standard deviation that we just calculated, and we come up with a Z of negative 1.47. Now that we have this, we can continue. Step 5. You can go to your book, page 837 in your text, and find the value that corresponds to 1.47, and you're going to find 0.9292. Now we can take this, subtract it from 1, and we come up with our value of 0.07. Or we can continue to use Excel. And in Excel, we use our norm SDIST in Excel. I'll click here. You can look at my formula there. Put in the negative 1.47 there that we have for our z value, and again we come up with 0.07. Now that we have this number, we can make the statement that the p-value, the 0.07, is so low that there is weak evidence that the new system failed. So there you go, a good example of that problem there. It should help you out with your MyStatsLab problems. This is my first attempt here to screencast, so I hope you like it. If you would post in the conference area there whether you liked it or not, if it helped you, any suggestions. I want to continue to do this. I think it's a good way of going over the problems, and you can see what I did in Excel as we went along. So I hope that you like this, and let me know, and we'll do some more in the future. Thanks.